Welcome back to Inside Cajun Nation. Galen White, Louis Cook. Galen is the author of Coach of a Lifetime. It's a story and documents Coach Louis Cook's career as a football coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach, Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Didn't you say at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame induction that they told you could only go like 5 minutes or something like that? Did they tell you that?
They put me last, so I guess they figured.
Maybe you didn't tell me that. Maybe somebody else said that. But because once you start talking to Coach Cook, you get enthralled with the stories, and I think that's something that I've known on a personal level just talking to you, and you get intrigued and you want to hear more. And Galen, you were just telling me about that, but I want to know from you when you came down to this Acadiana area to Crowley and to do this book on Coach Cook. What impression most? I know there's a chapter in the book about the workouts that a lot of people weren't doing when you guys started that, and now everybody does it. Now it's a par for the course. But that wasn't the case.
No, the early morning workouts were as if I needed any convincing. The workouts just sort of solidified everything about him and the kids. How many places in the United States could you have workouts at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning? Coach can tell you they just started them in early June. How many were out there, Coach?
For June 5th, our first morning, it was 73 at 5:30, and then when the incoming freshmen and some of the older guys who come at 6, when they all got there, it was 121 boys in that little gym at Notre Dame, 6 o'clock that morning. So, we're blessed that they're still wanting to fight it as hard as they do.
Yeah. So Acadia Parish is a special place. That's one of the things I discovered by doing this book. I just don't think you could do that. In fact, I've had other coaches tell me you can't do that just anywhere. So you have a special place, a special coach, in a special place, and working with kids who themselves are special because of their work ethic and the tradition of the school. So it makes for fascinating reading. I was just blessed to tell the story, that's all. And I'm looking forward to people reading the book, and I hope they're inspired. One of the things Coach and I wanted to do was to inspire young men to go into coaching, and maybe some coaches who are burned out. Maybe this will rejuvenate them and they'll stay in it longer. And I'm hoping, too, that Coach Cook stays in it for as long as he wants to.
Yeah, well, I was wondering. We all wonder that. That question comes up every year. I go, Coach, if you're going to retire, let me know. So I can put it out for. But was there anything that surprised you when you started doing this, going through this process? Is there anything that maybe you're like, wow, I never saw that coming from
there are, you can name many legendary coaches. Now, let me ask you, how many of those legendary coaches are beloved? All right, you don't need any more than the fingers on one hand to count that. He is a beloved legendary coach, which puts him in a totally separate category. So one of the things I discovered is how beloved he is. We just came from a restaurant tonight where, unbeknownst to us, somebody had paid our bill. So that's not the first time that's happened with me and Coach Cook at the same restaurant. I'm just wondering what's going on there.
Well, that's good stuff, right? It'll keep you coming back, right? For sure. Tell people where they can get this book. Obviously, it's going to be. You just told me you're going to launch this nationwide.
The book is going nationally.
Yeah.
It can be pre-ordered now on Amazon.com. You'll see in there it says available September 13th. Don't believe Amazon. It ought to be available in early September. But also pre-ordered on Barnes & Noble, also Roman and Littlefield, the publisher. And you can go to galenwhite.com. That's my website, and we'll have all the order information on how you can get the book. And we're going to be doing book signings once the book is out. We'll be doing those. If you happen to pre-order one, bring it to wherever we're at, and we'll sign it for you there. So
nice.
We're going to spend a lot of time together because I want him to win his 400th career victory this year, and that will take 8 wins. Gotcha. And I don't want to be responsible or blamed for him not getting there.
Well, you know what? I have a vested interest in that team as well. So My son plays for Coach Cook,
Right.
so full disclosure there.
Well, we
so.
talked about that. It's, once we get into the season, it's the season. Now,
Right. Oh, no, I know.
Yeah,
Look,
so,
hey.
but Galen will be here, and he does such a great job. I didn't realize, George, the amount of work that goes into I had no idea, when we talked about it. And he's up in Tennessee, and he's spending a lot of time down here with us. And his wife, Mary, bless her heart, she's loaned him to us and for him to do this. And so, but I saw the hours that he put in, the interviews. Interviewed 118 people. Now you got to go transcribe that. You got to then figure out where you're gonna place it, and it's amazing. But he'll be able to fill everybody in on this book very easily.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, one of the Coach Cook's favorite sayings, his players would tell me the things that he said over and over again. One of them is leave no stone unturned. While I'm doing this book, I tried to leave no stone unturned.
There you go. You're going to play it for him, right?
I would have liked to.
It's very, very motivational guy, and after you talk to him, you feel like you know a little bit more.
Well, I feel like I'm part of the Notre Dame family. The only thing is he doesn't call me Brim yet.
Right. That's something for the book there. But obviously, I read that part. I didn't even know that, Coach.
Yeah.
That was a nickname.
He discovered a lot of things.
Right.
So.
Yeah, Brim's just a nickname that you guys
just
came
a term
up
like Hoss or dude or Brim,
Yeah,
a term of endearment that is pretty widespread. And Kevin Foote, the sports writer, when I interviewed him for the book, he says, do one thing for me. Find out where Brim comes from. So we do. We talk about Brim.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I like I said, I read the book. You guys were gracious enough to send me a free copy. And I got through that, like I said, in 2 days, and I loved it. It was a great book. So get your copy. We'll and we can chat about it. It's a lot when we see each other out in the football game on Friday nights. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coach, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate you, Mr. Galen, as well. Appreciate you coming on and making some time for us. And we look forward to the release of the book. And I can't wait to get my copy autographed from both of y'all. All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Cajun Nation. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to see you next time right here on Inside Cajun Nation.